In this video, we'll be discussing Section 5.2, Perimeter. During the course of this video, we will be discussing the types of geometric figures that are polygons, and we will learn how to find the perimeter of a polygon. Let's first of all discuss what is a polygon. A polygon is a closed plane figure. And what do we mean by closed figure? Well, that means that it has to begin and end at the same point. So it's a closed plane figure with three or more sides in which each side is a line segment. And the point where two sides meet is called a vertex. So an example of a polygon would be a triangle. It has three sides. The point where the sides meet is called a vertex. And those sides are straight lines. Now, once we have a polygon, what we can do is find the perimeter or the distance around the polygon. And to find the perimeter, we just find the sum of the lengths of the sides. So we're just going to add up all the sides. Now, there are formulas for perimeter, so take a moment to add these formulas to your note sheet. We have the perimeter of a triangle, which is A plus B plus C, and that's just add up the three sides of the triangle. We have the perimeter of a square, which is 4s, so we would just take 4 times the side, since all the sides are the same. For a rectangle, we use perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. If we have a trapezoid, we just add the 4 sides together. And for a parallelogram, which is very similar to a rectangle, we do 2a plus 2b, where a and b are the two sides of the parallelogram. Now let's look at some examples. In example 1, we're going to find the perimeter of a square. We know that the square has sides of 16 inches. So remember that our formula is perimeter equals 4s, which means 4 times s, when we're looking at a perimeter of a square. So that would be 4 times 16, which is 64. And since this is perimeter, our units will be inches. So it's important you include the inches on the answer. Now we'll find the perimeter of a triangle. Well, remember that our formula is perimeter equals A plus B plus C when we're finding the perimeter of a triangle. So we're going to add 70 plus 80 plus 40. And if I do that, I get 190, and my units on that would be millimeters. Now we're going to find the perimeter of the rectangle that's shown here. So to find perimeter, we use the formula 2L plus 2W. Well, that's 2 times the length, and it doesn't matter which of these we call the length. Usually people use the longest one as the length, so I'll use 42 as the length, and 2 times the width, which is 26. And now if we grab our calculator, we'll find out that that gives us 136, and my units for that would be feet. Now we're going to find the perimeter of this pentagon. So to find the perimeter, we're just going to add up all the sides. 23 plus 35 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20. When we add all that together, we get 103, and our units would be centimeters. Now we'll look at a word problem involving perimeter. Say I want to find the perimeter of this warehouse that is L-shaped because I'm looking to put a chain link fence around it. Well, then to find the perimeter, we're going to add up all of the sides. 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20 plus 40 plus 40. And if I add all that together, I end up getting 160 yards. So that's our answer to part A. Now I want to know for B part, how much would it cost if each yard would cost $12.50? Well, I need to take the total number of yards, 160, times $12.50. When I do that, I end up with a total cost of $2,000. So to put a fence around this warehouse, it would cost me $2,000. In our last example, we're going to look at a word problem where we don't have a picture drawn, and it may help when that happens for you to try to sketch a picture to go along with the problem. So let's say we have a rectangle with a length of 15 and a width of 12. And I want to find the perimeter. So I'm going to just do a rough sketch here. That's 15 and that's 12. Now you may not need a figure, but a lot of times they'll help you with geometric problems that don't have the diagram given to you. So my formula for a rectangle is perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. So we're going to do 2 times 15 plus 2 times 12. And I grab my calculator. And when I do that, I find out that that's 54. And my units on this was feet. So my perimeter of this rectangle would be 54 feet. So the last thing I would like for you to do is to look in your textbook on page 183, and I want you to work problems 4 through 8 before the next class period. We'll take time in class to go over the answers to those and discuss any problems you had. Just add those problems to your note sheet and then mark any questions you may have had about the video also in your note sheet so that when class begins you can ask me about anything you still don't understand.